Natasha.
Debbie.
Show.
The show.
Welcome to it. Just two patriotic girls.
Learning about the world.
So please, don't take us the wrong way. I'm going to leave that in the video.
No, don't. Take that out. Hi. Welcome to the Natasha and Debbie show.
Deutschland edition.
That it is.
Hey, guys.
Specifically, Hamburg.
Yeah, we're going to look at a city today. She just told you which one.
Mm-hmm.
We like looking at cities and places that are also not cities.
We just like looking at things.
We do. We really do.
We're very voyeuristic that way.
And if you like looking at things, please hit the like button. We consider it's considered a nice gesture. I don't know. Just if you want to do it. If you don't, it's okay.
And also consider subscribing. It's absolutely free.
Yeah. So that's done. So we've looked at a couple places here in Germany already, which we've loved everything. There's nothing we have we not liked anything? Yeah, actually, there's a lot of things we haven't liked. We have not had the bread. We have not had any of the actual food from Germany.
Yes.
We've had our own version.
I'm still thinking of that pork knuckle. We need to have that.
Yes. In the comments section, we've been talking about this. Do you want to watch us go eat a pork knuckle at our Hofbrauhaus we have here in the greater Cincinnati area? Let us know. Please say yes.
Yes. Say yes so we can go eat.
Yeah. We are going to look at a video on Hamburg, Germany, which we have not seen yet. Ever. Ever.
No, I don't think we have.
No. And this video is from Hello Erica, and it's called Best City to Live in Germany. So is it? And then you have your glasses? They match your shirt.
I do?
Okay, can you read that little blurb there for us?
Says second largest city in Germany and
that.
as big as New York.
Oh.
But Hamburg is often regarded as a mostly rainy, gloomy city. And yet people love this city more than Berlin.
Really?
But why?
Really? Well, let's not read any more then.
Okay.
Huh.
So we're going to take a look.
She's going to tell us some of the good stuff, right? And she's also going to tell us some of the bad stuff too. So we're going to get pros and cons, kind of, sort of. That's what we were told anyway when we were sent this video to look at. So she does say, P.S. I like the rain. It does rain here and it is gloomy. I was lucky with the weather in this video. So I guess will we get lucky in Hamburg too? Let us know. And Germany, thanks for letting us look at you. Debbie's right. We are voyeuristic.
We are.
Hamburg, the second largest city in Germany and as big as New York. But Hamburg is often regarded as a gloomy and rainy city. And yet many people prefer this city over Berlin. But why?
I guess she was going to say that.
Cool. Hamburg is easy to get around. I managed to go basically everywhere I wanted by foot. I mean, I collected 20,000 steps every day, which is a bit too much for a normal day. But I do enjoy walking and saving some money where I can. Plus, by walking, you can also discover some hidden gems.
Oh, wow.
If you compare Hamburg to Berlin, Berlin was a city where you definitely needed public transport to get to the sites you wanted to see.
Yeah,
the one disadvantage is that Hamburg airport seems pretty useless. At least when I tried looking up flights from Hamburg to Amsterdam, I couldn't find any, unless I fly to Munich first and then to Amsterdam, which is a complete waste of time. Nevertheless, if you want to go further away from the city, or you just don't like walking that much, then the city offers an efficient network of metro lines, buses, and ferries.
Okay.
If the 49 € Germany ticket disappears, a monthly pass for public transport in Hamburg would be around 69 €. You can also rent these scooters. I don't think they have a great reputation in cities like this, but in Hamburg they seem to be more or less under control. They're not just laying around everywhere and blocking the street. So that's a good thing. Or you can also rent a bike. Or buy a bike if you decide to live here. Hamburg is ranked 13th out of 90 cities when it comes to bike friendliness. But after living in the Netherlands and recovering from a weird phobia of riding bikes, it would take me about a year to get actually comfortable enough to start riding a bike here.
Really?
Personally.
Personally.
You might not be the case.
Oh, the donut bikes. Cool.
There are many big and well-implemented bike roads. However, there are sometimes inconsistencies in the road, or they might end abruptly, or merge into the street with the cars. Many people do bike here, even in bad weather.
Wow.
But it seems like there are more cars than there are bikes.
Man, Germany just seems like the biggest country for biking, and I never would have thought that.
It definitely seems to be.
I just didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. My client that is from Germany.
Yeah.
She bikes a lot.
One that gives you candy and you don't tell me about.
Yes. She said that she does bike a lot. She doesn't even drive when she's over there, other than to get to her hometown.
Unlike in Amsterdam or any other Dutch city, really. And Germany overall likes using sports bikes, so I don't know why. I feel like they're not that comfortable.
Oh, I love them.
Is it comfortable to bike like that? Why are they so tense? Just relax. Get a grandma bike. They're much more comfortable.
Grandma bike.
I think Hamburg has accomplished a very beautiful blend of architecture. They have Romanesque churches, Art Nouveau mansions, neo-Gothic warehouses, modern and sleek offices, and more. I especially like how the modern glass offices complement each other so well with the...
Isn't that where the miniature world is in Hamburg?
Might be.
Because I remember seeing... Okay, first of all, forget what I just said. What is that?
I know, that place is beautiful. I mean, look at the detail and all that.
All the heads, the busts, whatever you want to call those.
All the faces.
That's creepy. Some of them are creepy, in fact, but that is really neat. That shot she has right here is like perfect. You can see almost everything there. What is that? But then there was a section right after this that reminded me of the miniature world.
Neo-Gothic.
That. I remember seeing that. Right? Is that where the miniature world is? I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it is. So then I guess we technically have seen something inside of Hamburg.
Yeah, but we haven't seen the city.
No.
Warehouses, modern and sleek offices, and more. I especially like how the modern glass offices complement each other so well with the brick warehouse look. I also like how they build new buildings and try to blend them in by using similar materials or styles. But some of them might look not as impressive or just boring compared to the old ones. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to fully romanticize the city, because there's also a lot of ugly sides to this.
Take
the train station, for example. I think it's very beautiful on the inside and it has many shops. The main entrance also looks quite stunning, but it's a German train station. You can't expect it to be perfect. So I'm not planning on showing just the picture-perfect side of Hamburg. There's lots of construction going on, homelessness, and teens. I'm a bit scared.
We saw this in that video we watched that had the 50 different photos and things that only in Germany.
Yeah.
Remember the giant slide?
Yes.
And we were jealous.
Yes, that was super cool.
I'm sorry, I am listening to what she's saying. But again, too, in every city, every big city is going to have these things. So we're not taking that to heart.
Construction just means you're growing.
Yeah, I mean, there's always sides like this to every city. Our city has the same situation going on.
Construction going on, homelessness, and teens.
Teens, though.
I'm a bit scared of them, not gonna lie. And I also saw quite some sketchy people. And one of them was just shouting and preaching to the Bible.
It's probably me, shouting, sketchy.
That's how it is in big cities.
Right.
However, I'm even more impressed by the city, considering that during the World War II, Hamburg suffered a lot from targeted bombing. And so, as a result, almost more than half the city was destroyed.
We didn't see that in that video.
Which, personally, I was really surprised to hear because it doesn't really seem like it. But because of Hamburg's architecture, there are multiple sites that are under the UNESCO World Heritage.
Wow.
Like the Speicherstadt, the largest warehouse in the world for precious goods like coffee, tea, cacao, and spices.
Cacao!
It also contains 1/3 of the world's Persian carpet stock. Nowadays, the space is also used for offices and museums. Then we also have Chile House. Chile House? Is that how you pronounce it? This is one of Hamburg's most impressive buildings.
What?
It is an exceptional example of the 1920s brick expressionism style of architecture.
That is neat.
I didn't even know this style existed, so that's pretty cool.
That
is really
awesome.
Neat. It kind of looks like a really cool prison. That does. But it also looks like something from like Minecraft. I don't play that game. I've seen it. But it's I don't know. I've never seen anything like that.
That is really neat. I love it. All the windows.
Since the building's completion in 1924, it has been the center of international marine trade. Today, the impressive landmark also houses more office spaces, shops, and restaurants. Then what's also cool about the city is that it has Europe's longest party street.
Really?
And by party, I mean like party.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Reeperbahn? Plus, it's also a world-famous red light district.
Sexy devil.
Sexy devil.
It has countless bars, clubs, and discos along the street. To be honest, I'm really glad I came here during the morning, because even at daytime alone as a woman, I didn't fully feel safe. But maybe it's just me.
I mean, I would walk down here with no problem at night, day.
Yeah,
yeah. No, that'd be good. I'm good.
Would be nice to see it at night too.
I hate seeing the KFCs. I'm like, come on, no, stop it. No. Ugh.
Daytime alone as a woman, I didn't fully feel safe. But maybe it's just me. Hamburg is a big city. And yes, a city is a city with many buildings, cobblestone and concrete. And Hamburg is particularly surrounded on all sides by water. The Alster River and the River Elbe. And all this water means that there's abundance of canals, streams, and many bridges.
Which we love. Lux.
So imagine Venice, but more gloomy and grey. Or Amsterdam, but bigger and less risky to park your car. The city has over 2,000 bridges, which is more than Amsterdam and Venice combined.
Wow.
Hamburg also is a major port city. Once called Germany's gateway to the world, today the port of Hamburg is not only the largest seaport in Germany, but third largest in Europe. Then, if you're looking to touch some grass, they also have a huge park not that far away from the city center. The park includes a botanical garden, a place for children to play, and a Japanese garden. Plus, they also have an ice rink. What is this? Oh, it's a roller skating rink. Wow.
Is it?
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
This city has lots to offer for tourists and for its locals. It has 45 theaters and around 100 music venues and clubs.
Perfect.
Wow.
Maybe it's still not as many as Berlin, but it's plenty to keep you occupied and not bored for...
It does seem to have like a bit of everything here. You know, depending on what you're looking for, whether it be, you know, clubs and stuff, restaurants.
The architecture.
Yes, architecture.
I just got thrown off by the Union flag there. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, I thought we were doing Germany today. I just wanted to see what that was. I couldn't understand it.
Maybe it's still not as many as Berlin, but it's plenty.
So our city has an incredibly insane amount of murals like that, hand painted, that we love very much. And it's cool to see something like that. That would actually make me feel kind of at home. There is a lot of graffiti I'm seeing here that I didn't notice I did not notice it in the Berlin video we watched. I'm not saying it wasn't there.
True.
Just didn't notice it.
True.
But, you know, I'm not judging it, just saying I'm noticing it. I do like the different mixtures of the architecture, though. It is very cool.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
that's one thing we always look at and talk about after
just like
these
in this
are over.
picture here with the older building and then the newer building behind it, and it blends in.
Yeah, quite nicely.
To keep you occupied and not bored for quite some time. Plus, it also has over 50 museums.
Perfect.
And some of them I even visited. But they have the Museum of Illusion, the Miniature Wonderland. For a regular ticket, it was 20 euros, which is pretty expensive. But I mean, look at this. It's quite impressive. It's not necessarily a museum, so don't expect it to be really quiet. Like, for example, an art museum. There's quite some children running around.
Link in the description of our video if you missed our video we just did a couple weeks back on Miniature Wonderworld. Wonderland, sorry.
Video.
Oh, loved it.
Which is completely fine. But it's still really nice to visit. A couple of boat museums, which one of them I did visit, and for 6 euros it was quite cute. Then there is Kunsthalle, one of the most important and largest art museums in Germany. I wanted to visit it, but it was a bit out of my budget.
Really?
Then the Chocolate Museum, the Coffee Museum. With an 8 euro ticket, you get an audio-guided tour that explains the history of coffee and how it's connected to Hamburg.
Yes, please.
Apparently, in the end of the 19th century, Hamburg Coffee Exchange became the third most important coffee exchange in the world, after New York and Le Havre. And apparently Germany was...
She cracks me up.
I love that
I love that she's like, I'm going for it, even though I have no idea, because at least she's trying. I wouldn't know. I want to take Debbie to the Chocolate Museum.
Please.
And drop you off. I'm going to go to the Coffee Museum.
See you later.
We'll both be satisfied. Germany has so many museums. Like, especially Berlin, we found out, oh my Lord. But to go from Berlin to here, Hamburg, and I think you'd pretty much cover everything?
No, I would think you would.
You kind of seem like you might.
After New York and Le Havre.
I love the
apparently
effort.
Germany was the first one to implement the decaffeination method commercially, meaning they were selling decaf.
And thank you for that, Germany. God bless you, because I don't do caffeine. Can you imagine this? Caffeinated? Because I'm decaffeinated. So I would not get to enjoy my coffee without Germany. I did not know that till just now.
So thank you, Germany.
God, I have lots to thank you guys for.
Then they have a museum dedicated to customs and taxes and how pirates try to avoid them. I feel like it's pretty on brand to Germany. International Marine Museum.
Oh.
A Dialogue in the Dark Museum.
What's that?
It is a cool kind of experience that creates mutual awareness and respect for people with visual and hearing disabilities.
Oh, that's cool.
As well as for elderly citizens.
Very neat.
Awesome.
And last but certainly not least, the Hamburg Dungeon. Yeah. Moving on.
Hamburg Dungeon.
They didn't mention that was beneath the Wonderworld.
No.
Yeah, that's right there.
What is this?
No one mentioned that was underneath Miniature Wonderland.
Piqued my interest.
That should be in the red light. Is that in the red light district? The same? Hey, back to that museum she was just talking about, though, for, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called now. But to think of people that, have special needs and help in the elderly, that's really never really done.
No.
So that's cool. Another round of applause to you,
to
Germany.
bring awareness.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
fan-freaking-tastic. But again, this dungeon, how does one get in and what occurs? And does one want to go in?
Hey.
Sorry.
Maybe we can find video.
Debbie?
Yeah. Moving on. I mean, if you're planning on seeing many museums in one day or in a couple of days, you can consider buying the Hamburg card.
Ooh.
That gives you a discount to many places and free public transport around Hamburg for those days.
That's nice.
But personally, I decided to skip on it because I didn't fully benefit from having it, at least when I visited the city. Food. I mean, Hamburg doesn't have any remarkably amazing food like France or Italy. But they do have some signature dishes, like Franzbrötchen, a French roll allegedly influenced by Napoleon's troops. I would describe it like a cinnamon roll, but someone stepped on it.
Yeah.
The first time I did try it, I wasn't that impressed, but this time I went to a specific location that specializes in Franzbrötchen, and oh my goodness, 10 out of 10. Couldn't recommend more.
I want that.
Especially if you love cinnamon stuff.
Just give it 10 out of 10.
Then they have currywurst. There's a debate between who did it first, Hamburg or Berlin, but ultimately it's not my place to say anything about it. Seafood and seafood sandwiches.
Really?
Not really a big fan of seafood, but people do love them. This fruit jelly thing in a tub. It's the jelly you find on the side when you buy a flavored yogurt, but like a whole tub of it. Apparently
Stop
this
it!
is from Hamburg.
Stop it! That exists in this world?
I know.
You know how much I love that stuff? I can't stand the other crap.
I don't need
I just
yogurt.
want that stuff out of it. I hate yogurt. I don't like yogurt. Yogurt always makes me angry because it's the fruit inside of it that I always scoop out. I'm like, hey, Deb, you want my yogurt? And she's like, you ate all the fruit, didn't you? I'm like, yeah. I didn't know this existed.
Oh, we'll have to go get some of those.
Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that later and see where I can purchase this. If I can, probably can't, but okay.
No, we might be able to find some.
That's awesome.
Find on the side when you buy a flavored yogurt, but like a whole tub of it.
That's awesome.
Apparently this is from Hamburg. If it's true, that's pretty cool. Fritz Cola. If you like cola and you're visiting Germany, consider trying this out.
Okay.
It tastes just like the real thing, but it's with a bit less sugar and a bit more caffeine, and with a hint of lemon. They also have a lot of different flavors, so give it a try.
They sure do.
And since I'm in Hamburg, I had to have some hamburgers.
Yes!
I mean,
I was wondering.
know hamburgers weren't invented here, but I would like to think that they were.
Yeah, they were.
So moving on. Apart from German food and local specialties, they have lots of international cuisine. And I feel like food and restaurants can really show how diverse or not diverse a city may be. Hamburg is, by German standards, probably the second most culturally diverse city after Berlin. But it's definitely not a cultural melting pot like in the US. German citizens make up 70 to 80% of Hamburg's inhabitants.
Oh, wow.
And the rest are from all over the
I
world.
was going to say,
And Hamburg has the largest Afghan and Portuguese community in Germany. And because of that, I grabbed myself a little Portuguese pastry. If you know me, I love pudding pretzels, and this is just like a pudding pretzel, but
I don't know what that is.
with more pudding, and it's in a cup.
Is it custard?
So it's great.
Custard? Yep, that looks
Berlin
good.
is definitely more international overall, and you'll most likely hear English being spoken in the streets. Ultimately, here people speak less English than in the Netherlands, But in a way, it could be also a good thing if you want to learn the language. Then you can actually practice it a little bit, because Dutch people will quickly switch to a language you're more comfortable in. I wanted to buy a new book to read, so I went to the biggest and most rated bookstore. And they had a really big English section. Almost too big, to be honest. And I had too much to choose from, honestly. And they have this book about Harry Styles' style. They have multiple books about Harry Styles.
That's a lot.
Honestly, I couldn't find the books that were on my checklist. But a person working there at the bookstore just randomly came up to me and said to buy this book. And I was like, all right, let's give it a try. And I did read this book, and I did not like it. Unless you like Hallmark cheesy movies with a lot of miscommunication and unnecessary spicy scenes, this is not a book I would give my friends to read. Still a 2 out of 5 though. Ultimately, if you're looking for a more low-key life without big sacrifices, Hamburg is your choice. If you want to live in Germany. A little bit more quieter and more beautiful architecture than Berlin, in my opinion. In terms of getting a job here, to be honest, I'm not too sure. In my field of being a graphic designer / illustrator / creative, I didn't see as many job advertisements as Berlin. And it's typically how it goes if you don't know the local language, or if you don't have a good network, or you don't really know where to look, which is kind of my case. If you love nightlife and you don't want to learn German, Berlin would be the better option for you. And Hamburg, I think, is a little bit more expensive than Berlin.
Is it?
You can also get higher salaries here. Salaries? So all in all, let me know what you think. If you disagree or agree with what I'm saying. That
was fun. I really enjoyed that. Now, we always forget to say this sometimes at the beginning. We always forget to say this sometimes. Yes. That made no sense. Sometimes we forget to say this, but we know that never are we going to see a video that's going to show everything about a city. We know that. We know that it's hard to do that. We've made some of our own videos here on Patreon of stuff here in Cincinnati, but
you just can't show everything there is to show.
No, but I thought this was a good introduction. I like when they go in and people tell us good and bad. I hate when people just say the good, because like, oh, come on, every city is not perfect.
Yes. And we also realize that that's a personal opinion also, and everyone's going to feel about things differently.
Yeah. If you're in Hamburg, hi, hello. I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you did, hey, hit the like button. We'd appreciate it if you did, and consider subscribing to the channel. But yeah, there's a lot there. And I know, I didn't know it was the second largest city to, I guess, Berlin.
It was a good variety.
Size as New York, though.
Yeah, I know. But it was a good variety, seeing a little bit of everything to do. Plus, knowing how to get around, that you can just take a bike or walk.
When that pass at the end where you could pretty much get the transport.
And the museum.
Would you consider that? I know she said she didn't really, for whatever reason, but would you consider buying that pass at the end for all the museums and the transport? Because I'm that type of person who will buy that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, Debbie knows I am.
I think we would.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you so very much. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you on the next episode. That was episode twice. So this is a drinking game now. Whenever I said episode, take a drink episode. In the next episode, we'll... Kidding. Thanks so much for watching, and until the next time, please love, like, jazz.
Be as strong as Tyson.
Bye.
Bye.